Hey there, and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. Gladys King, the renowned R&B artist, has finally addressed the long-standing rumors surrounding Diana Ross' life and career. For years, there have been various speculations, but Gladys has now clarified the truth, putting an end to all those tales once and for all. Let's delve into the real story behind Diana Ross, the iconic singer whose name is synonymous with greatness in music. Diana Ross, often considered a true treasure with a remarkable legacy that has shaped music history, was born in Detroit, Michigan, on March 26, 1944. She was the second of 6 children born to Ernestine and Fred Ross Sr. Her mother named her Diane, but due to a clerical error on her birth certificate, it read Diana. Despite this, her friends and family in Detroit always called her Diane. Diana grew up with her sisters, Barbara and Rita, and her brothers, Arthur, Fred Jr. and Wilbert, nicknamed Chico. Raised in a Christian Baptist family, the Ross family lived at 635 Belmont Road in Detroit's North End, near Highland Park, Michigan. Interestingly, Smokey Robinson was one of their neighbors. When Diana was 7, her mother fell seriously ill with tuberculosis, prompting her parents to send the children to live with their grandparents, Reverend William Motown and his wife, in Bessemer, Alabama. Once her mother recovered, Diana and her siblings returned to Detroit. On her 14th birthday in 1958, Diana Ross' family moved to the Brewster Douglas housing projects on St. Antoine Street, a middle-class area. Diana attended Cass Technical High School, a four-year college preparatory magnet school in downtown Detroit. Aspiring to become a fashion designer, she took classes in dress design, millinery, pattern making, and tailoring. She also took modeling and cosmetology classes in the evenings and on weekends and participated in various school activities, including the swim team. In 1960, Diana made history by becoming Hudson's downtown Detroit store's first African-American busgirl. To earn some extra money, she also provided hairstyling services to her neighbors. She graduated from Cass Tech in January 1962. But how did Diana Ross become the iconic figure we know today? Can her talents be traced back to her childhood? Let's uncover the truth about Diana Ross. Diana Ross began her singing journey in high school by forming a girl group inspired by a local all-male group. Her professional career started in 1959 when she and some neighborhood friends created the pop-soul vocal group known as the Permettes, which later became the Supremes. This name was inspired by their sister act relationship with the Primes, who eventually became the Temptations. Diana has captivated audiences for over 5 decades with her unique blend of soul and style. Her delicate soprano voice, impeccable fashion sense, and memorable songs have consistently set her apart. The Supremes quickly made a name for themselves, catching the attention of Smokey Robinson, who helped them secure a recording contract. This marked the beginning of Diana's incredible career. After a brief stint with Lupin Records, they had the opportunity to audition for Motown in August 1960. They auditioned for Berry Gordy, but when he discovered they were only 16, he told them to return later after graduating from high school. The group persisted and eventually signed with Berry Gordy in 1961. They considered several names like the Melodies, the Sweet Peas, and the Jewelettes before settling on the Supremes. The group, consisting of Diana Ross, Mary Wilson, and Florence Ballard, later replaced by Cindy Birdsong in 1967, signed with Motown Records in 1960 and released their first single the following year. Despite their talent, they were initially nicknamed the No-Hit Supremes by Motown employees. However, they persevered and went on to become one of the most successful and influential groups in music history. The Supremes did not become famous overnight. It took time to develop the distinctive look and sound that eventually made them legendary. For 3 years, Berry Gordy worked hard to match the group with different songwriters and songs without success. Finally, in 1964, the songwriters Holland Dozier Holland gave the Supremes their first #1 hit with Where Did Our Love Go? The unique sound featured Diana Ross' precise, raspy voice, ringing bells, and a subtle rhythmic beat. Between July 1964 and May 1965, the Supremes had a string of 5 consecutive #1 hits on the pop charts, including Baby Love, Stop, In the Name of Love, and Someday We'll Be Together. In 1967, the group was renamed Diana Ross and the Supremes, indicating Diana's impending solo career, which she launched in 1970. Over the past several decades, Diana Ross has sold over 100 million records, released 57 albums, and earned numerous #1 hits and awards. Diana Ross' solo career began in 1970. She has released 25 studio albums and numerous singles and compilations, selling over 100 million records worldwide. Her debut solo album included the hit Ain't No Mountain High Enough, her first #1 single without the group. In 1972, she starred in the biographical film about Billie Holiday, Lady Sings the Blues, which received rave reviews and earned her a Golden Globe Award. 5 years later, she starred as Dorothy in The Wiz, an African-American adaptation of The Wizard of Oz. In 1980, Diana released the album Diana, which included the hit single Upside Down. This song became her 5th #1 single and was also immensely popular internationally. Diana remains her most successful album, reaching #2 on the Billboard 200 chart and staying on the chart for 6 months. Throughout her solo career, Diana Ross has continued to perform on film, television, and stage, solidifying her status as a persistent icon. In 1980, Diana Ross left Motown and signed a $20 million contract with RCA, the largest amount ever paid to a single artist at the time. While with RCA, she released several gold-certified albums and numerous hit singles. In 1983, the Supremes reunited for the TV special Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, Forever, performing one song. Ross performed at the Super Bowl in 1996 and presented at the MTV Video Music Awards 3 years later. She proposed a Supremes reunion tour in 2000, but Mary Wilson and Cindy Birdsong declined due to contract disputes. The tour continued with 2 replacements, but was cancelled after its first shows due to poor sales. Diana Ross has received numerous accolades, including singing for the Queen of England in 2007. She earned 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and was honored by the Kennedy Center for her influence on American culture. She continues to be active in music, releasing records and touring in the U.S., Canada, and Europe. On November 16, 2016, Ross was named one of the 21 Presidential Medal of Freedom recipients, the nation's highest civilian honor. In 2023, the Supremes co-founders, Ross, the late Mary Wilson, and Florence Ballard, received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Ross became the first woman to win this award twice, having earned a solo honor in 2012. As she approached her 80s, Diana slowed down her career. On March 26, it was announced that the Grammy winner would be the face of Salon by Anthony Velle's new campaign for the French brand's Spring 2024 collection. However, Diana was more than just an iconic performer. Her life was full of secrets and intrigues that few people knew. It's challenging for most to see past their flaws, but Glattus Knight is not one of them. Gladys Knight, the Queen of Soul, is stepping up to clear the air about the rumors surrounding Diana Ross' seemingly perfect reputation. She has an impressive career like Diana's, and she's ready to spill the tea. Having shared the stage with Diana Ross many times, if anyone can give us the real scoop about Diana, it's Gladys. Diana is undoubtedly one of the greatest performers of all time, but behind the glamour and glitz, there might be a different side to her story. Many who've worked with her say she was difficult to work with, a perfectionist who wanted things her way, even if it meant stepping on others. Some even claim she played dirty to climb the ladder of success. It seems like success might have gone to her head, revealing her darker side in the process. These are the hidden sides of Diana Ross that Glattus Knight believes it's time to unveil. The intriguing thing about Glattus Knight's claims is that she's not just speaking from her own experiences. There have been numerous other stories suggesting that Diana Ross might have had a darker side to her journey to fame and fortune. As a fan, you've probably heard some of these stories before, but what sets Gladys' revelations apart is that there's still much more messy stuff about Diana Ross that never made it to the headlines.